What a bizarre and cold Halloween did I have, to say the least, ladies and gentlemen. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to episode Lucas E. Allen Productions on YouTube and all audio platforms, The Lucas E. Allen Show, which your podcast for Saturday, November 1st of 2025. You're also always Lucas E. Allen Productions on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, Lucas E. Allen. Watching today's podcast, as always, hit the like button today's video. Hit the subscribe button if you've done so already. Turn the bell for our post notifications so you miss an upload on YouTube. And also, leave a comment. Look at my episode for your Saturday, November 1st of 2025. The first upload of November, ladies and gentlemen. If you're watching on Spotify, leave me a 5-star rating. Also, a comment would be very nice as well, to say at least. Today, I'm introducing something new to you. Not a new podcast or anything. Don't like changing anything. I'm adding something to today's podcast. I'm going to start basically some really non-segment type things to discuss like top 5 lists. Anything I want to talk about to say at least to wrap up basically towards the end of the show. I'll be discussing more about that to say at least. But today it'll be a top 5 list of all time of a matches standpoint. Just going to try this last segment of the podcast and we'll get on out here with that to say at least. Now if we start with obviously your Friday Night Smackdown October 24th, 2025 review. Yeah, I know Halloween edition of SmackDown took place last night. I know I'm a week late on this review. But do you rather want to review this show or Halloween, the edition of SmackDown? Not that both shows were great at all, but for probably the 24th edition of SmackDown as compared to last week's SmackDown. But it is what this is last night's SmackDown. You get the point there, so at least. Be discussing that. We go some one review per podcast, man, to say. Let's probably do a podcast tomorrow. Hopefully it's pre-recorded. I'll be discussing Halloween Havoc as well. NXT standpoint, obviously. I'll also be discussing wrestling gear designer up to appears to be making something new for Dakota Kai, the lovely Dakota Kai. Mr. Dealer Professional Wrestling, man. Likes you're getting new gear and everything. We'll discuss that in a little bit. There's some Backstage AEW update on Private Party and their contract status, I believe, AEW. We're also discussing MVP Montelvio by Paydavius Porter. Discusses creative control narratives that be disputed online. Be discussing that. Also, some backstage report on almost year-long AEW absence of Nyla Rose. Be discussing that. Also, some backstage news on how AEW's my girl Mercedes Mone. I made a joke, I tried to make a joke, honestly, but kind of like a Halloween prank, honestly. I don't think I did anything as public or anything. I'm going to say on this podcast right now, actually. What I basically did is on the group chats I am on Twitter, I basically said, and I quote, I have blocked Mercedes Mone on Twitter. Obviously, to be a prank, it's not actually real or anything. I did, it was actually real, I did it actually. I actually blocked her, but it was actually for a prank. Not because I turned my fan card yet again, Mercedes, and not do that at all. It was just a Halloween prank I wanted to show people in the group chat. We want me to say, people. But now, obviously, that's done with and everything. So, yeah, I don't know. November is kind of late Halloween foolish joke, honestly. I don't know, man, honestly. Halloween prank, to say the least. You want to say a trick or treat, people? I gave these people a trick, to say the least. All seriousness. Backstage news on how AEW's Mercedes Mone is paired with promotions to win their championship belts. Be discussing that. Also be discussing your WWE Saturday night's main event November 1st, 2025 predictions. Also put YouTube short hopefully out today. Also TikTok and Instagram Reel. I'll do my little bit of short content with that stuff. I'll probably do my predictions for that as well to say. So maybe change the last minute. I highly doubt we'll do it anyways necessary. Discuss that. Also, last segment, your theme segment for the podcast for today. My top 5 favorite matches of all time. So this is all in today's podcast. Go ahead and join me. As always, going to say is your Saturday, November 1st, 2025, Lucas E. Allen Productions podcast on YouTube and all audio platforms, Lucas E. Allen Show. Let's get on today's podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Starting with, you guessed it, your Friday Night Smackdown or Friday Night Boarddown, Friday Night Suckdown, if you may be. October 24th, 2025 review. Like I said at the top of the show, I know there was a SmackDown Halloween show last night. But still, I don't give a shit. I do what I feel like doing on this podcast. You don't like it? I don't know what else to fucking tell you, ladies and gentlemen. Go watch somebody else, man. I don't know what to fucking tell you. I know I'm late news. I know probably the late news joke to say at least, but I see on Instagram every fucking day, man. But it is what it is. So let's go to the 24th to 2025 edition of October edition of SmackDown. Starting with SmackDown open with usual recap of last week's show. Obviously 17th of last week. Showing the rivals at the arena before we went into the ring for a promo from Cody Rhodes. Reigns defend undisputed WWE champion. He spoke for about a minute before Drew McIntyre interrupted him from the crowd with a microphone. He questioned the crowd for cheering for Rhodes and called him accomplices in Cody's crimes. Don't know about that to say. It's probably because of the previous stuff we played with Kevin Owens last year and Bloodline stuff between with Roman Reigns and everything else. Guess that's what he means, honestly. He said McIntyre said he needs to finish his story next weekend, Saturday night's main event. I found that line kind of funny. He denied being the one to attack Jacob Fatu last week, which we'll discuss this in a little bit at the tail end of this segment for the open segment. And implied it might have been Jimmy Uso. It's how he doubt it was Jimmy Uso. Rhodes tried to goad McIntyre into a fight, but before he could get into the ring, Jimmy showed up and attacked him for accusing him of attacking Fatu. A big fat C. Not a great opening segment at all, man. Not great at all. Formulaic fucking start to your Friday Night SmackDown. This Drew McIntyre and Cody Rhodes, dude, I am over it, bro. I'm done. There's like nothing good coming out of the match at WrestlePalooza. Was a fucking dud for a main event. And this is probably main event tonight show, unless you're going to main event CM Punk and Jey Uso for World Heavyweight title. We didn't find out about that. But this is just fucking ridiculous. By the way, who my take on Jacob Fatu being attacked, and who'll be an attacker, mystery attacker, I'm going with Randy Orton. They at least want to turn heel. If actually reveal himself, be an attacker, probably Punk kick Cody Rhodes in the face. Get old school Viper, legend killer type Randy Orton again. At least something like that, at least, to say at least. I'm not saying just like that at all. Just be at least elements of Randy Orton with like 2009, something like that. Anyways, but this segment is a big fat C. Nothing else to come out of this whatsoever. Moving on to more filler though, shall we, boys and girls? MFT. Obviously, Solo Sikoa's fucking jobber faction here. MFT defeats Shinsuke Nakamura and Rey Fenix. Another big fat C. Oh my god, who fucking cares? Seriously, did you care? Did you seriously care about this, people? Because I know I fucking did not. This show is nothing but fucking filler. Like I said, the two shows in 30th of the Halloween and this show I'm reviewing right now, this was probably the better show out of the two. Not that it was great though, per se. Nothing even close to being great at all. Another big fat C though, like I said. No, Tiffany Stratton, probably the best thing of the two things. So not this match is anything necessary. Let's discuss this match before we get to something meaningful after this match. But two separate grades here, by the way. Tiffany Stratton, the reigning defending WWE Women's Champion, defeats Kiana James. This gets a C+, a little bit better than the opening two things here. Not by much, though. Only by 1% of our grade. The first two are C's, and this one gets a C+, nothing like batting your eyelash about. But still, man, this match is okay. I love Tiffany. I love her. She's great. Like, Kiana James has grown on me a little bit, but I don't know if I can get invested in her or not. To say at least after that 8-second loss did me a couple months ago. That was just fucking remind me of Giovanni Vinci there. But whatever, man. This gets a C+. I'll be honest, like, Kiana James is less more not even a fire than like Giovanni Vinci. Not that I don't want that for Kiana James. I'm not saying in general for the standpoint of that 8-second loss to being like Giovanni Vinci and also like Kiana James. You know what I mean about that sort of stuff, for say at least. This is nothing meaningful though, C+ degree. Moving on to something better though. After this match. After Tiffany Stratton defeated Kiana James, Julia, the reigning defending WWE Women's United States Champion, attacked Stratton, so Jay Cargill made the save for Stratton, Eventually, Cargill turned heel and just really just annihilated Tiffany Stratton. I fucking love this. I love to see Jade Cargill, the bad bitch, the storm for arriving to this shit. I was not invested in that. This, like, bad bitch type mentality heel Jade Cargill is the better Jade Cargill. Not saying, like, matches standpoint or character development. Character development might be better. The matches might be the same for at least to start off a bit, but still. Jade Cargill is this type of one we need on Friday Night SmackDown. Heel, badass, big, strong, not like Nia Jax. Not like Nia Jax. At least Jade Cargill is a much better wrestler, at least a little bit, than Nia Jax. You can at least tolerate Jade Cargill to a point. Nia Jax, you cannot, honestly. But this, I love this heel turn. This is probably obviously much needed for Jade. Better, she's obviously better as a heel. And probably, by the way, if we get Bianca Belair back sooner rather than later, you want to do that Jade Cargill match, you can't do a face versus face. That'd be kind of fucking boring, in all honesty. When you're I'd rather turn Bianca heel, in all honesty. Bianca could be a great heel, honestly. If you see it in NXT, the EST, bad bitch Bianca Belair, you saw that in NXT. But I feel like this is much more need for Jade Cargill, though. But Bianca is going to miss Bianca Belair. When she's back, she's probably going to miss, get a big pop eventually when she returns. We miss Bianca Belair, to say at least as well. But this is obviously much more needed for Jade Cargill. Turning heel on Tiffany Stratton, I like this. Now, what we do after this? Like, not only Tiffany Stratton, also Jade Cargill was announced for Saturday night's main event tonight. We'll discuss that in predictions. This might be a spoiler alert, honestly, right now. Jade Cargill should definitely win that championship tonight. If I would say this at SummerSlam, I think Tiffany Stratton should retain that. She obviously did. But since Jade turned heel, looking a lot badass, and much better character, hopefully, knock on wood. And she absolutely 1,000% needs to win the championship tonight. If not, what's the point of turning her heel here? Unless Bianca Belair returns and costs Jade the match. Bro, would you Bianca want the championship and not just non-tell her and Jade? I don't know. That's just what I feel, honestly. Might be a spoiler alert, honestly, but still. On my prediction, but I think Jade should definitely win that championship tonight. And this brawl, this like beatdown at Tiffany Stratton was freaking great, honestly. I just was a lot. She looked badass here. I would say Jade Cargill in AEW, she was in AEW as a TBS champion. The longest reigning TBS champion, also got dethroned by Mercedes Mone, obviously. Or that record, honestly. But seriously, that version of Jade Cargill was the best Jade Cargill. Her being a heel is much better than she's her being a face. Her being a babyface is kind of fucking boring. It's kind of boring. That's just me, though. But this was by far the best thing on the show. Gave this an A-, man. Moving on, the second best thing on the show, believe it or not. Obviously, not believe it or not, it's obviously Ilya Dragunov in the top defense. I mean, come on, man. Ilya Dragunov, the reigning defending WWE Men's United States Champion, in the latest open challenge defeats Aleister Black to retain said WWE United States Championship. Gave us a B. By the way, I love the entrance that Aleister Black with his wife Zelina Vega had. That freaking entrance was badass, dude. Not going to lie one bit. That entrance was fucking badass. I love this duo already. Power couple duo or something like that. At least some couple duo, husband and wife duo. I love this. I love this, honestly. Not that it's like a Montez Ford and Bianca Belair husband and wife duo, nonetheless. It's not like that at all. But it doesn't need to be like that at all. It doesn't need to be like that whatsoever. But this, I love the entrance just right then and there. And you didn't hit Aleister Black didn't even wrestle yet. And I was already invested. That was badass. The match was also pretty good. Obviously, it's Ilya Dragunov and Aleister Black. I mean, come on, people. How can you complain about that? But still, I would not give Aleister Black, when he first was for his first duo with his wife here, a loss right away. But at least it's not a clean loss. He was distracted by Damian Priest, who came out, distracted Aleister Black. After Zelina Vega got kicked out of this match, I also became involved in this match a little bit. But still, I didn't mind this match at all. Give it a B. Hopefully, Aleister Black's the one to dethrone Ilya eventually. You don't want to do it like night one, obviously, here, but you don't want to pin Aleister Black either already after beating his wife here with Zelina Vega, but it is what it is, to say at least. Gave us a B. Moving on to your main event. Drew McIntyre defeats Jimmy Uso in a no disqualification match in the main event, like I said. He just gets a C+. Fucking, for no DQ match, you'd think this would be semi-good, at bare minimum. This bored the shit out of me. I like Jimmy Uso. I like him more of a tag team with his brother Jay. Obviously, I'm done with Jay Uso as a babyface, honestly. I'm not a babyface, at least a singles wrestler. Like, he got his moment of WrestleMania. We get that. We get it. It was great for what it was. We don't care anymore. Same thing when you get these two back together in a dead awful tag team division on Monday Night Raw. That's just my opinion, to say at least there. And this gets a C+. I don't give a flying shit about Drew McIntyre feuding with Jimmy Uso and Cody Rhodes at all. I don't care. I don't care. Like, this was fucking boring, man. I gave it a C+. And that's what I got for this show, honestly. As your show for Friday Night SmackDown, October 24, 2025, is a B-. So it might be a general script mega time with that one, to say at least. That is your Friday Night SmackDown October 24, 2025 review, to say at least. So on the rest of your podcast, to say at least. Moving on to wrestling gear designer to appears to be making something new for Dakota Kai, the former Dakota Kai. Former WWE Women's Tag Team Champion Dakota Kai was released from the company in May. Among others, the former Damage Control member has been fairly quiet since then outside of initial response to her release. She hasn't wrestled since her last bout for the WWE, which took place in March on an episode of WWE Main Event, which is fucking tragic if you ask me. However, a story on Instagram might shed some light on her future. According to an Instagram story from Wicked Lester Clothing, the wrestling gear designer is hard at the work on some kind of outfit for Kai, sharing a video of a chiffon or chiffon, I think it's how you say it, pink material, another athletic material, under construction for I Am Dakota Kai on Instagram. I think it's on Instagram, yep. At I Am Dakota Kai, King Kai on Instagram. Wicked Lester Clothing wrote, tagging the former NXT Women's Tag Team Champion in the post. Wicked Lester has made gears for like Shotzi Blackheart, Rhea Ripley, and other stars. Her most recent Instagram post even hyped up the gear she had painted for Ivy Nile, which is interesting there if you ask me. There is no word on what Kai's next move is, but based on the gear's material, she is not done with wrestling yet. So don't think she should be at all. She's at her best in wrestling. Not that I'm not saying she's like a bad Twitch streamer at all. I'm not gonna watch her Twitch streams, honestly. That's her own thing. It's what she has to do. She has to do with her. But I'd rather see her in a wrestling ring. But I'll doing a Twitch stream she wants at the same time. That's definitely very good if you ask me. It's Dakota, I always say this, people. Once she's healthy, I always say this, and she's not much healthy at all, which is kind of bad. Yeah, I'm not saying it's her fault at all. It's just dang bad shit happens. Shit happens, man. Injuries happen, bad botches happen, you name it. Unless you're like Nia Jax, who continues doing bullshit like botching. But Dakota Kai is obviously better than Nia Jax. I hope to see Dakota Kai back in wrestling pretty soon. I'd like to see her in AEW. And I want to say a very good stacked women's division. It comes down to booking with that division. Involving how Tony Khan does not do that very well. Obviously, he has tag team titles, like mid-card title, Mercedes, I'm not saying mid-card title at all. And a women's world championship. But still, I hope to see Dakota Kai back eventually. I hope to see her back, and hopefully in AEW. I feel like that'd be a nice place for her, and probably maybe, I don't say a stack women's division, like I said, but definitely a lot of talent there for her to wrestle there, to say at least. So hope to see Miss Dakota Kai or I'm King Kota back, to say at least, in professional wrestling very soon, if you ask me. That's my thoughts on this for sure. Moving on, the Backstage AEW update on Private Party tags. Former AEW World Tag Team Champions, Private Party. Former AEW World Tag Team Champions Mark Wayne and Isaiah Cassidy of Private Party have been off television since dropping the titles to the Hurt Syndicate during an episode of Dynamite and back in January of this year. It's been that fucking long since we saw Private Party. Good old Tony Khan, if you ask me. Outside of this, the duo have been competed at the House of Glory event in March, but Quen has specifically drawn some attention due to his new physique. Interesting there. According to reports, there has been interest in attaching from WWE. After rumors have been around that the contracts at AEW are coming up this year, an update Fightful Select has followed up on an aforementioned report, indicating that Quen could have been beefing up the advice of the Hurt Syndicate. MVP has in the past praised Private Party and expressed his desire to work with the duo in the future. And Fightful sources further claim that the Hurt Syndicate urged Private Party to spend more time in the gym. It's definitely beneficial, if you ask me, for them. On the topic of their contract status, Fightful claims at the time of the writing they're still assigned to AEW, but it's possible even that their contracts will end up at the same date, as time off due to injury could factor into each man's individual deal. Neither Quen or Cassidy have made it known whether they still want to continue with their time with AEW or not, but the rumors are true about WWE's interest. They might first weigh their options before making a final decision. Interesting there to say, ladies. I don't think the Private Party will be in AEW yet. But I will say this. NXT, that god-awful tag team division in NXT. I feel like if they were to leave AEW, it's honestly sign with NXT and go right to NXT for WWE in general. That'd be a nice start for them in the WWE environment, man. I don't think their contracts are coming up sooner, and I don't think they're leaving AEW yet. Probably Tony Khan will add more time in their contract and stuff like the same thing he did with Ricky Sainz, the NXT champion now. To say the least, stuff like that just pisses me off with Tony Khan, to say the least. It's just fucking ridiculous shit, if you ask me. But if that happens, and if the Private Party do leave AEW and go to WWE, NXT is definitely the first place if I put them, to say the least. That's my thoughts on this for sure. Moving on to MVP discusses creative control narratives in All Elite Wrestling AEW. Former WWE United States Champion MVP was centered in rumors that he had animosity towards fellow AEW roster members. CEO Mike Bailey and Kevin Knight centered in the suggestion that MVP did not want the then AEW World Tag Team Champions Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin to lose to the tandem. Bailey and MVP have taken jabs at rumors on social media posts, but in a recent interview with Marking Out, the Hurt Syndicate advocate finally addressed the story. There was this fictional narrative going around that the Hurt Syndicate does not want to do jobs. And yeah, we don't want to do jobs. We want to do business, and when business is done right, we can take the L and give the W to younger talent team. And it won't hurt us because we got to do the next few weeks is just beat the shit out of people. They're right back rolling again. MVP understands that wins and losses are a part of wrestlers' arc, and that Hurt Syndicate members should only be loosened to wrestlers who are on an upswing, to say the least. It depends on presentation, MVP continued. If you want to have Bobby Lashley go there and lose in 2 minutes to some flavor of the week indie guy, and it's like, what the hell is that? But if we've got somebody that has promise, it will work, end quote, to say the least. I do understand his mentality there, but I still think, I don't understand, why the fuck is he saying this? Why are you spewing into more of the bullshit, people, the Fightful Select and Sean Ross Sapp here? Just focus on your own right now, MVP, with the Hurt Syndicate. Why are you addressing the dirt sheets? I don't understand that shit. I really don't. I don't know why you're addressing this shit. It's kind of bizarre if you ask me. But in all honesty, I hope to see this bullshit must move fast and beyond, to say this. I'm done here about creative control narratives in AEW. Just done with it, to say at least. That's my thoughts on this for sure. Moving on to a backstage report on almost year-long absence of Nyla Rose. AEW absence of Nyla Rose. Former AEW Women's World Champion Nyla Rose was one of the first people signed to a full-time contract with AEW back in 2019 and was one of the most flammable women in the world when she burst onto the scene. However, the Rose has notably taken a leap of absence for AEW for the past year, and fans have started to wonder where she is at. Sean What's Up, a Fightful Select, was asked about Rose's status with AEW during a recent Q&A session, and despite not being involved with the company in 2025, Sapper confirmed that Rose is still under contract with AEW. Sapp noted that he hasn't heard any word of Rose being brought back in creative meetings, but simply looks to have been benched by the company with no knowledge as to why she wasn't been away from AEW for the past 12 months. Kind of fucked up, you say, from Tony Khan. Do I care to see Nyla Rose on television? I honestly don't. Not a fan of Nyla Rose at all. Like, she's okay for what she is. I just could take or leave it and definitely leave her without it. Like, I don't care to see Nyla Rose on television. I don't care to see her. That's just my opinion on that. But it does seem kind of fucked up from Tony Khan's standpoint. Why the fuck are you just going to put her on the bench for no fucking reason? It's kind of fucking weird if you ask me. But dang it, what does Nyla Rose produce AEW as meaningful? That's where my mind is out this situation, to say the least. Moving on to backstage news on how AEW's my girl Mercedes Mone is paired with promotions to win their championship belts. Earlier this month, Mercedes Mone won her 12th title in Winnipeg, Canada, when she defeated Jody Threat to become the new WPW Women's Champion, making it their 10th belt she's captured outside of AEW. Which is interesting. Oh, I know. They count the Owen Hart Cup Championship as the only thing you should on, so it is what it is with that. And also the TBS, obviously, as well. Although Mone's success has led to one of the most dominant runs by any female wrestler in professional wrestling history, fans continue to question the reason behind multiple independent companies allowing the CEO to hold its top titles, knowing she won't be an active performer on their roster. However, a new report has shed light on the thought process to have AEW star continue to collect gold from multiple promotions. It's not that hard to figure out, people. It's just use your fucking brain. Well, let's read this rest of the report here. I'll discuss the possibility of Mone targeting DEFY Women's Champion Maria Shafir. Oh god, Mercedes, who would have more members of Death Riders? God, no, please. Fightful Select explained that the former WWE star has become a belt collector due to indie promotions wanting to benefit from exposure from her name being on the card, and allowing her to win the championship only brings more eyes to the product. There you go. The words came out right out of my mouth there. Didn't even dispute one fucking thing there. The report also stated, I didn't hear my arm go there, and not fart, ladies. And I don't do that on the podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Just my fucking arm there, to say the least. The report also states that Mone will usually appear on an independent show as long as the company compensates her with the payment required, but she does not decide whether she will win a title or any given event. The price that's reportedly negotiated for Mone's services is $25,000 per appearance. Which is not that much in 2025, honestly, for wrestlers' standpoint. It's not that much at all. Business for independent scenes, and waiting to find out what that is. How much money these indie wrestling events have, it remains to be seen. Leading some in the industry to be surprised as Fightful know that some in AW's top stars will reject all bookings outside that are priced lower than $30,000. Here you go. She's taking less money than what's being required than $30,000. What do you fucking want out of this woman, people? What more do you want? I don't understand the bullshit narrative of Mercedes doesn't give a shit for wrestling, man. She's only in it for a fucking sell, bro. She sucks. She's this. She's Mercedes Hogan. Bullshit like that's on my last fucking nerve, people. Unbelievable. Fightful continues to explain that once the final price is negotiated, several indie promotions already knew they were booking Mone to win their top women's championship. Obviously, like I said, probably because they wanted the exposure from her name. Which is obviously good business, if you ask me. Mercedes Mone is one of the members of the Four Horsewomen, one of the top names of women's professional wrestling history. Whether you like it or not, you stupid fucks. Whether you like it or not, she is. When she's there, Sasha Banks, Mercedes Mone, Mercedes KV, when she was before she can start before Sasha Banks. Like, you name it. She's a top star in any fucking promotion. AEW, WWE, New Japan Pro Wrestling, even very some doses of TNA. I doubt it though, because they're working with WWE. But you get the gist of the matter. She's a top star. You gotta give the credit where credit is due. People do that? Obviously fucking not, because you're stupid when you're bullshit narrative bullshit people. Do I want Mercedes to beat Chris Statlander or Folger? Honestly, I don't. In that case, it might be a little bit overkill with the titles. Like, as long as she don't win AEW titles, minus the TBS titles, it's fine with me. Even she can probably win the Women's World Tag Team titles, but I think I don't mind that at all either. Just not a top prize yet. There's probably a bigger story down the line with that one. But if that happens, what it is, there to say at least. But I don't want to see that yet. There's more times and places and more matters for a story to tell. Mercedes probably going a little bit of a losing streak, losing those titles eventually. All 12 of them. Maybe she wins the tag team titles eventually. Athena wins me seeing with that to say at least. But you people, Mercedes, Hogan, narrative bullshit people, I see the profile pictures all over Twitter, bro. I see it all fucking the time. And more I say, I go mute. More maybe once in a while, block, but I don't block much people once they really piss me off beyond belief. I just mute. That's what I do in all honesty. I just mute the fucking bullshit fucking people online. It's ridiculous to ask me to say at least. It's not involving one of the 12 champions involved AEW. That's it, people. So what are your fucking bullshit crying about the Rev Pro Women's British Championship, the best Women's Championship? Why are you crying over that? I don't understand that at all. But that's why my thoughts on this for sure to say at least. I love Mercedes. Continue doing your thing, pissing off these fucking, as he likes to call them, marks to say at least. They are marks if you ask me. But it is what it is there to say. So let me know down in the comment section below what you think of this to say at least. Moving on to your WWE Saturday Night's main event, November 1st, 2025 predictions. So I'll assume this is the opening match. I'll probably assume that this World Heavyweight title is the main event of the show. But Drew McIntyre will be challenging Cody Rhodes yet again for the undisputed WWE Championship. I'm going with Cody Rhodes to retain his championship. I think last night in SmackDown, Drew McIntyre gained the upper hand by attacking Rhodes. Then probably all but confirms that Rhodes retained. Which kind of is a letdown if you ask me, but still. Who fucking cares? I said it then. These two people, Drew McIntyre and Cody Rhodes. Love both guys, by the way. Just not been impressed with the feud, and the WrestlePalooza match was fucking boring in the main event. I was bored out of my mind with that match. I'd rather see your AJ Lee and CM Punk against Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins main event there. Or what was your match I was looking forward to? Maybe I highly doubt Stephanie and Io was the main event anyways, but still. She also made an AJ Lee and CM Punk against Rollins and Lynch. I probably prefer that thing more than fucking what you got in the main event there. Those are the two best matches was Stephanie and Io, and also the mixed tag match. Not even close was Drew McIntyre and Cody Rhodes. That was like probably the third or fourth best match out of 5. Not very good. Not very good if you ask me. I'm going with Cody Rhodes retaining his undisputed WWE Championship here tonight since Drew McIntyre gained the upper hand last night in SmackDown style at least. Hopefully be better than the rest of the Palooza matches, and again, whatever. It's all whatever in all honesty. Moving on to Penta versus Rusev versus Dominic Mysterio, reigning defending WWE Men's Intercontinental Champion. For said WWE Men's Intercontinental Championship, going with Dominic Mysterio to retain his championship here tonight. I don't see why you would tell Dominic to put on your Rusev or Penta. I don't see why they would do that. Especially eventually probably reunite the Lucha Brothers of Penta and Rey Fenix eventually down the line. I think you should do it right now. As both guys did absolutely nothing at Raw and SmackDown respectively. Like Rey Fenix's team with fucking Shinsuke Nakamura we saw in the review on last week's SmackDown. Reviewed that at the top of the show today. Well, whatever, man. I don't think Rusev won the championship tonight. He could win it, but I highly doubt he would, honestly. So now I'm going with Dominic Mysterio to retain his Intercontinental Championship here tonight. Should be a random match, just says. Random triple match I don't give a shit about. Moving on to Jade Cargill. Will be challenging Tiffany Stratton, the reigning defending WWE Women's Champion. For said WWE Women's Championship, I'm going with Jade Cargill. As far as the top of the show, we saw discuss SmackDown last week. I'm going with Jade Cargill becoming the new WWE Women's Champion. I think that should be happening. Tiffany Stratton had been a 300-day championship run. I believe was it been 300 days? I think it has. It's like a recent memory. I think a couple of weeks ago she became a 300-day champion. Was it last week? I don't even fucking know, honestly. One of these past days became 300 days to reign defending WWE Women's Champion. And she had a decent run. It was all with Nia Jax filler, bro. It really was. And I hate that for Tiffany Stratton. I love Tiffany to death, bro. I hate to see that. Like, there were a few matches she was good with probably like the second that Karen match of Crown Jewel. I think she had a match with Bayley on a couple months for the beginning of her title reign. I like that quite a bit. Other than that, you kind of like nothing to sink your teeth into. Really, you can't. But I love Tiffany Stratton. I'm glad she had a 300-day plus reign. It was just the match, both all the matches of all Nia Jax filler, if you ask me. Most of it, actually. And I'm not over-exaggerating that shit either. But I'm going with Jade Cargill to become a new WWE Women's Champion tonight on Saturday night's main event in Salt Lake City. And also, like I said, prior to looking at your main event on the show, Jey Uso versus CM Punk for the vacated WWE World Heavyweight Championship. This might be a hot take. First of all, I don't want either man to win this match. CM Punk, if you further win a World Championship again, which I do like to want to see that eventually, it should be expensive the undisputed WWE Championship and not the World Heavyweight title. It should not be the World Heavyweight Champion. It should be the undisputed WWE title Cody Rhodes is holding right now. Which should be, if it asks me, at WrestleMania 42 next year. It might be a stage where Cody Rhodes eventually turns heel. I might not whatsoever. But it might be a hot take. I'm going with Jey Uso to become an interim, when I say interim, a new WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Like, I really don't want Punk to win this championship tonight. I really don't. I was a Punk fan myself. I'd rather see him win the bigger prize, the WWE World Championship, not the World Heavyweight title, if you ask me. I'd rather win the WWE Championship, the bigger title in the company, of the two world titles. That'd be better for CM Punk, if you ask me. But that's why I'm going with Jey Uso. Probably a hot take to people, but I don't want to see either man win this, obviously. I'd rather see, like, Braun Breaker win this, or, like, somebody else, not named Jey Uso or CM Punk, obviously. I'm going with Jey Uso becoming the new WWE World Heavyweight Champion here tonight in Salt Lake City, Utah for Saturday night's main event. Let's go over my predictions again. I got Cody Rhodes defeating Drew McIntyre, obtaining the undisputed WWE Championship. I got Dominic Mysterio obtaining his Intercontinental Championship over Rusev and Penta. I got Jade Cargill and the reign of Tiffany Stratton for the WWE Women's Championship. And I got Jey Uso defeating CM Punk, becoming a new WWE World Heavyweight Champion tonight. And Saturday night's main event is set. Now that's my Saturday night's main event, November 1st, 2025 preview predictions on this podcast. And finally, my top 5 favorite wrestling matches of all time. Based on one new theme segment introducing to you to the podcast, every single podcast, to say the least. So I'll go my first list here will be for my top 5 favorite matches of all time. Starting with number 5. Drum roll, please. We got Cody Rhodes, which is Roman Reigns for the undisputed WWE Championship Bloodline Rules WrestleMania 40 Night 2. Everything about this match just speaks freaking greatness. I love this match, in all honesty. Like, we got John Cena appearing on that show. We got Undertaker appearing on the show, The Rock, and Cena and Rock face-to-face one more final time. I'm going to say one final time. We also have Elimination Chamber and the heel turn League Series the following year, but whatever, man. What else we got? Undertaker appearing for the last time we've seen him. What else we got? We got Shield, Seth Rollins. So I thought the title will be Dean Ambrose, honestly. John Moxley, obviously. Who else we got? I wish it was obviously just an Undertaker spot. I wish it was Stone Cold Steve Austin. I really wished it was, but I didn't think he was going to do it anyways. But everything about this match was freaking phenomenal, man. I love every single moment of this match, to say the least. That's number 5. Number 4, drum roll, please. Number 4, another Cody Rhodes match. Cody Rhodes might be another hot take. I don't want to do an AEW one here. So I'm going with Cody Rhodes versus Dustin Rhodes. Dustin Rhodes is my top 5 favorite matches of all time. I know, kind of crazy. And I think Dustin's a very underrated professional wrestler, man, if you ask me. Yeah, Cody Rhodes versus Dustin Rhodes, AEW Double or Nothing 2019. The very first AEW, I'm going to say event be All In for 2018. But All In for All Out Double or Nothing 2019 was the first pay-per-view in 2019 for AEW. Probably one of my personal, one of my favorite matches in AEW history. Like, you have family dynamic or Cody versus Dustin, the Rhodes family himself. The story that told and the blood, everything involved in the match was freaking phenomenal, man. It was fucking great. I love the whole match in general. I love the tribute they did with their father Dusty and everything. Just fucking, the kids would call it cinema, man. Just fucking incredible storytelling in this match. Incredible storytelling as well, to say at least. So that's number 4. And by the way, this match is for male and females as well, too. You can include the females on it, so singles wrestlers, too. No tag teams in this match, though, to say at least. But show please, number 3. Number 3, you got my girl Sasha Banks, Mercedes Moné, obviously, versus Becky Lynch for the Raw Women's Championship inside Hell in a Cell 2019. But by far the best thing on the whole damn show. Just look at that main event, you can tell you that the best thing in the show is Sasha and Becky. What do you thought about that, to say at least? You want to think about the decision? I'd rather let Sasha win that. She's just getting back to the company after 4 months off and just lose again to Becky. It's kind of bad for booking there. But at least the match is fucking incredible, bro. And most importantly, the Vince McMahon Hell in a Cell match just shocked the shit out of me. They didn't go outside the cell. That was shocking in itself. And no contest. A clean finish. But right with Sasha winning, but still. Clean finish, but no going outside the cage. I know. What a crazy concept, ladies and gentlemen. Anyways, the match is fucking phenomenal. My personal favorite women's Hell in a Cell match of all time. So that's number 3. And Joan, please, number 2. My opinion, the best women's match of all time. You got Bayley versus Sasha Banks. Yet again, Sasha Banks in this list for top 5. You know I'm a Sasha Banks fanatic myself, obviously. Mercedes fanatic myself, to say at least. For the NXT Women's Championship, NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 2015. Like I said, probably my opinion. It's not just me saying it, too. My opinion, but a lot of people feel the same way. The greatest women's match of all time. Nope, not any receipts in the comment section, but I don't care. I'm not even going to accept it. I ain't going to even accept it. Like, the one that came after this, probably was semi-close. It could be Sasha and Becky, but I think that's Bayley and Sasha and Brooklyn is something in itself. Fucking incredible shit. This was by far, I must say by far at all, but still. My personal favorite women's match of all time. It's everything about this, the atmosphere, the storyline involved. So it goes to show you, Mercedes can tell great stories without just being a great wrestler still. I always tell you when she's in AEW still. I always tell you people that. But still, the storyline involved with this, it's obviously the best match of all time women's wrestling history, in my opinion. It deserves to be top 2. But it ain't number 1. Joan, please, number 1, ladies and gentlemen. I compare this woman, I compare this to Mercedes to this female, this male right here. The Joan, please, number 1, to say at least. Number 1, you got Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker, WrestleMania 25. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is on my number 1. This is, in my opinion, the greatest match of all time in wrestling history. Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, WrestleMania 25. The following year was Streak versus Career. But Michaels and Undertaker was still freaking great, but it's not great as... Not as epic as Michaels and Undertaker from WrestleMania 25. Not even close. But at least the match is still great from 20, but I prefer obviously 25 better. This match is fucking... Oh my god, man. Oh my goodness, man. What was I discuss about this match? The spot with the cameraman on the outside was for Undertaker doing a signature dive over the top rope. Oh, it's fucking an incredible shot, man. That was just fucking similar, man. I ain't gonna lie. Fucking phenomenal. The whole thing about this match of Taker and Michaels was fucking incredible. The entrances in alone was freaking great, too. In my opinion, it's the greatest match of all time. Not just me saying it. A lot of people say this itself. Every normal wrestling fan. Like, you don't need, like, kick-out finishers left and right. I mean, obviously, you got that in this match, like, 2 of them. So, Peaceway Street Chat Music and also Tombstone Power Driver. You got that. But that was necessary. This was just fucking incredible, man. The whole match with Michaels and Taker. I always like comparing Mercedes Moné, the female version, to Shawn Michaels. There's no reason why it's Shawn Michaels today. But Shawn Michaels is one of those 2 guys like Mercedes. like, brings out the best in everybody else. Okay, prime Shawn Michaels. I'm not talking make Michaels like 2018 or anything like that when he was in that Saudi Arabia match. I'm talking like prime Shawn Michaels. It's not what I'm gonna see his prime right here. He was like late stage. This was his prime, and still, he probably needs to show you how fucking phenomenal Shawn Michaels truly was. Shawn Michaels truly was. Everything about this match just speaks fucking greatness on any day necessary. This whole freaking match is just, oh my god, I don't know words to say it. Just fucking just amazing shit. You set your phone. If like done today, you set your phone down and watch the two of the all-time greats go at it, Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker. Just fucking incredible, man. So that's my top 5 favorite, my favorite wrestling matches of 20 for everything else, at least. Go again, number 5, you got Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns, Undisputed WWE Championship, Bloodline Rules, WrestleMania 40. Number 4, you got Cody Rhodes versus Dustin Rhodes, Double or Nothing 2019. You got Sasha Banks versus Becky Lynch for the Raw Women's Inside Hell in a Cell 2019. Number 2, you got Bayley versus Sasha Banks for the NXT Women's Championship, NXT TakeOver Brooklyn. And number 1, you got Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker, WrestleMania 25. That is my top 5 favorite matches of all time, to say at least. Let me know in the comment section, well, your top 5 favorite wrestling matches of all time as well, to say at least. As always, thank you for watching Lucas Allen Productions on YouTube and all audio platforms, Lucas Allen Show, which is Saturday podcast for your Saturday, November 1st, 2025. And hopefully, knock on wood, I can get your NFL Week 9 predictions out this week. I'm not going to cover Thursday Night Football tonight with the Baltimore Ravens and Miami Dolphins. I'm not going to preview that because obviously, I'm obviously going past that. There's a reason why I did that. I wanted to do it originally for Halloween, but the power went out of my hotel to say, so I couldn't do nothing there. And obviously, I had a lot of shit doing on Thursday at Power Rankings, so I just forgot to do predictions there. So I'm not going to predict Ravens versus Dolphins. Obviously happened already. I mean, it's kind of stupid to predict one. I was going to predict the Ravens anyways. They won anyways. So not even predict that all to say at least. So until next time, trust me next time. Peace, love, right, I am out. Take care. Love you all big time, to say it at least.